Hey everybody, and welcome to the Brew&A. Here's my taco mug. I hope, Ty, you're showing off your wares as well. I have a question for you,
for
Ty.
Me?
I want to talk about for you. Why is Mama H not responding to my texts about our pizza challenge? No, that's not the question I have. Can we sort the top of the SEC? And it's way too early to do so, but now that Georgia has laid waste to Auburn, Alabama's laid waste to Texas A&M, answering some questions, and Florida, of course, has looked very strong against Ole Miss and South Carolina. Those are the three teams that appear to be at the top of the conference. First step, can you sort out those three, 1 through 3 for me?
I mean, Alabama's got to be top, right? They've got to be top.
He said.
I would think my top 3 are Alabama, Florida, and Georgia in that order.
What has Florida, even if it's slightly ahead of Georgia, for you?
I feel better about the Florida offense than I do the Georgia offense. Now, conversely, I probably feel better about the Georgia defense than the Florida defense right now, because the Florida defense through a few weeks, they got some stuff to clean up, right? It's not perfect yet.
Totally.
But they might get there.
Yeah.
I just feel like Kyle Trask and Kyle Pitts, that combo, you mix in Kadarius Toney, they've got more pieces on offense that I feel comfortable about. I'm still not entirely sure that the Stetson Bennett thing is going to continue on throughout the...
Already doubting him. Whoa!
He was just suddenly sold to us, Dan. So I feel like I need to see a little bit more of him. He was very good against Auburn, no doubt about it. But I will go Alabama, Florida, Georgia for now at top of the conference.
I'm going to go Georgia ahead of Florida, and it's not by much, but I think Georgia's defense is the best unit, and it's probably pretty narrow against Florida's offense, but I prefer to have that in a team. If Stetson Bennett is just okay,
right,
Georgia can still beat Florida with an okay quarterback and a lights-out defense, whereas I'm a little bit more concerned that Florida might be pushed around a little bit on defense if Georgia's running straight at them. Stetson Bennett will probably get to full-on good status, pretty good status, if he can continue to develop a rapport with his receivers. Right. I have them both behind Alabama. Mac Jones has answered pretty much every question early on. We'll see what he looks like against they played Georgia, I believe, on the 17th, so 2 weeks from yesterday as we record this. That's in Tuscaloosa. So that's where I think I stand right now, just because Alabama looks to be a more complete and functioning machine.
Yeah.
Here's my follow-up to you. And maybe you can throw in another team if I didn't mention one. But if I had to guess, the two teams directly on the outside looking in at that top 3 are Tennessee and LSU. If we're going to discount Mississippi State to the point where they're not a serious consideration after losing to Arkansas, is it LSU and Tennessee?
I think it's definitely LSU.
Okay.
You could make a case for Tennessee because they showed a lot of improvement between week 1 and week 2. Auburn, I think, is out at this point. Auburn just did not bring enough offense in that game. It was not.
It's 2 weeks of sluggish offense over the majority of the quarters. Yeah.
I guess the team that I am still very curious about is Texas A&M. I have high hopes for A&M. They did not look good in week 1 at all against Vanderbilt.
And just ate a 50 burger against Alabama on the road.
Right.
Yeah.
And just gave up a lot of points to Alabama. So I need a little bit more data. I still think I would probably lean A&M.
Okay.
I really would if I'm going.
Wow.
But LSU definitely would be next.
I'm taking Tennessee over A&M. I'm taking LSU over A&M. I think I might have I'm going to need to see more from Tennessee. I think LSU is that first team, that number 4 team, but Tennessee has, I think their schedule's ideal. I think they host Alabama the week after Alabama hosts Georgia. So situationally, Tennessee is a little, okay, all right. I mean, Alabama's going to most likely win that game, but you could not have asked for a better schedule if Tennessee is going to keep getting better and keep looking more and more competent in more phases, right?
Who do you put higher, Mississippi State or Ole Miss?
Ooh, Egg Bowl question to round it out. I think the weakest part of that matchup is probably the Ole Miss defense still. They gave up 400 yards on the ground. They gave up a ton to Florida, whereas Mississippi State, even with how pretty bad they looked against Arkansas, I think defensively they're in an okay place. And on offense, there's still a pretty significant ceiling for the Ole Miss defense to contend with. So I'm going to still say State. And that game, I'm looking at the schedule right now, that game appears to be in Oxford. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. I mean, Leach and Lane, that's great.
I think I'm with you, but it's an interesting question now. We saw, Mississippi State light the world on fire in week 1. Right. Last week, not so much. Not so much, Dan.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad we had this conversation, Ty. I'm happy you have a mug full of something. And listen to the recap show. It should be up. Listen to the preview show. Listen to the UFO show. And keep subscribing. And Ty, give them uncomfortable adjectives about our YouTube channel, youtube.com/thesolidverbal.
You just want to caress.
Oh.
Very lightly.
You want to puncture?
Subscribe button.
You don't want to puncture that subscribe button?
Please, no, don't puncture it. But just caress the subscribe. Caress the bell so that you're notified.
Double caress.
Yeah. Stay tuned here. youtube.com/thesolidverbal.
Yeah, comment below. What are your thoughts about the power rankings in the order and the potential of outsiders looking in and then eventually ending up inside the house? That's all. All right.
That's right. See you,
Dan. Good. Talk later.